Hey guys, it's me, that dude with the beard, with another commentary. Well, I have been going for Sonic Sat AM for a while, so I guess I can continue with that. Today's commentary is going to be on Dover Broadcasting's review of one of the Sonic Sat AM episodes, Sonic Conversion. Now, I'm just going to say this right now. It's painful. It really is. I want you guys to watch this and see if you can point out all the flaws in it. Because when I watch it, all I can do is just bash my head against the wall. So, I guess we should get started. Alright, your opening is half decent. However, it does seem a little long for my tastes. Just saying.
The worst of Sonic 93. Today we'll be covering Sonic Conversion, an episode with such insulting moral implications that it makes 7 pounds look tame by comparison.
But Sonic Conversion is one of the few episodes that actually has a good amount of emotion from each character, as well as character development. I understand this is your series and all, but this is actually one of the better episodes in the series, in my opinion.
Whoa! That tub looks too swift. What are those pipes behind the wings?
Blast thrusters!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Indoor voice, Sally, indoor voice! So anyway, Sonic and the incredible shrink bot that doesn't actually shrink anything have a little race. What I find funny is that Sonic wins only because he cheats with a power ring. Dick move, dude.
Technically, it's not cheating. Sonic usually uses these things as a last resort to run away from Robotnik. I understand that perhaps if you were watching it for the first time, you consider it cheating. But then again, he uses it all the damn time. Oh, and by the way, people, get used to this. This kid loves to nitpick every little detail.
Shriekbot could outrun the hedgehog!
I said a lot of things to you. Like when I said that Monsters vs. Aliens was a good movie.
You can't go in, Tails. Sonic's orders.
Oh, come on, Dulcie. How come?
'Cause they're doing some experiments and they don't want to be disturbed.
Good night, everybody.
Ready, Bunny?
Ready?
Nicole, activate de-roboticizing sequence.
Wait, what?
Activate. Sequence complete, Sally.
Oh, my stars. Look at this.
Okay, that was sudden. I mean, I would have expected some foreshadowing or build-up for something as important as Bunny getting de-roboticized, but whatever.
All right, the bunny bot is back.
Yeah! Without my robotic add-ons, I'm completely useless to the freedom fighters now. We should have saved this until after we beat Robotnik.
Yeah, because the roboticizer plot was totally random. They weren't planning on this since the first season. Nope, they just came up with it at the very last second to put it in there. You can probably detect my sarcasm in that statement. I honestly don't know if you watch these episodes, or if you just think that you know what's going on. Oh, and by the way, he has said he hasn't watched these episodes in 3 years. So in all reality, he probably doesn't know jack shit of what's going to happen, or what did happen. This is why you watch a show in order. Yeah, he doesn't watch the episodes in order, he just picks ones at random. I guess it makes it easier for him to nitpick things that way.
Of course, now Sonic wants to try the de-roboticizer out on his Uncle Chuck.
But we still don't know if the effects will last. Can't you wait 24 hours?
Hey, if it doesn't work, you'll fix it.
You'll do whatever I ask you to do, woman. Now be a dear and fix me another gin fizz, you incorrigible harlot.
Yo, Uncle Chuck, over here.
Huh?
You in there or what?
Sonic.
You're not taking me to the nursing home, are you, Sonny?
Internal circuitry malfunction. Executing preemptive shutdown.
Uncle Chuck!
Capture freedom fighters. Priority 1.
Holy crap, this was a stupid idea. Anyone else think it was a stupid idea not to bring any sort of backup for such a situation?
Alright, I understand that you say that you're inspired by the AVGN, the Nostalgia Critic, Linkara, and various others, but here's the thing I have to ask you. Did you write these jokes when you laughed, or were you writing these jokes when you thought about what other people would consider funny? I know humor's subjective and all, but sometimes people won't find the same thing you like as funny. And so far, I haven't laughed once at your jokes. It just seems like you're trying really hard to make these jokes work, when in reality, they don't.
Uncle Chuck, chill, alright? Sal's gonna fix the old machine, and we'll be cooking again, huh?
Because of course, Sally is the only mechanic in the room. Nobody loves me.
The only...
Yeah, Rotor is kind of underused from time to time, but there is something that Sally knows that Rotor doesn't. It's called science.
match is Robotnik's roboticizer.
Yeah? So?
So we have to start again.
Well, this hedgehog is never giving up. I give up! Take me to his royal dumpiness!
Okay, that was kind of funny. Okay, not to nitpick or anything, but while I do kind of like this scene, it still bothers me because, again, it reminds me of the Adventures cartoon. Which is fine, except that this show is supposed to be the dark and edgy one. I mean, it's about a group of rebels trying to overcome all odds and overthrow a genocidal dictator. It's not exactly a goldmine for comic...
Dover, there's something called plot, and I don't think you understand it.
relief. So anyway, he gets the part for the de-roboticizer and then leaves.
Uncle Chuck, wake up call.
Yes!
Man, I'm sure glad you're here, Uncle Chuck.
Except that he was there the whole time, only in robot form. He's still a good guy, and he was still a good guy before. Nothing has changed now! And here's where this episode takes a right turn into insulting. The idea that Bunny and Uncle Chuck are somehow better as people without their robotic add-ons. In a nutshell, if you have anything special or unique about you, have it removed as soon as you can. That is beyond tasteless, and a terrible lesson for any of the children who were stupid enough to watch this show when it was on the air. That's like saying that Tails would want to have one of his tails ripped out. Heck, these guys are more useful with their defects. In the same sense that Tails could fly with his extra tail, Uncle Chuck was a perfect spy for the team, and Bunny was super strong with her robotic limbs. Take those away and you just lost two useful members of your team. But that's okay, just so they can blend in with your group of jerks, idiots, and cowards. This show can go to hell.
It's incredible.
Alright, Dover. Here's their problems. 1. Being roboticized is pretty much like being a slave. You can't really do anything about it. You can actually think for yourself, however you can't really do anything about the programming. You're automatically told to do something, so you do it. It's kind of hard to believe that you're actually watching the show and taking in its subtle, messages, but in all reality, you're not taking it in at all. You're just basically calling it out on face value. I understand that you're probably at least 15, maybe 14, but the problem is, you don't seem to look into things at all. And besides, Bunny even said that she wants her old limbs back. And you don't seem to get that. Let's be fair, Dover. You're taking everything on face value. This includes characters, plots, development, and everything else about the series. You don't understand anything. You're just a little kid who saw AVGN and Nostalgia Critic episodes and thought, "Durr, I can do that." No, wait.
It's incredible, and Uncle Chuck made it in less than an hour.
And after that, he took a bullet for the president, cured cancer, got the top score on Galaxian, and invented a 3D TV that doesn't require glasses.
It's really happening, isn't it? We're gonna do it. We're gonna...
Bunny! Oh my gosh. Oh, Bunny.
Oh, what the hell happened?
Yeah, she's a robot again. And God forbid anybody should be a robot. But now Uncle Chuck is in danger too, which admittedly is something they should be concerned about considering that he was in Robotnik's control before. Ah! He's lately gripping us with one arm! We're trapped!
I can make you another sandwich. What kind of garnish would you like? Maybe a special dessert, eh? Some cappuccino. Oh, maybe some nice fruit tart to keep your eyes red. So pretty when they're red. You know, Uncle Chuck, I can make a very nice herbal tea.
Like I said, not a gold mine for good comic relief. So stop trying! Oh, and
Oh wow, that was just hilarious. There was so much irony in that statement. Oh man, if I could just count the ways, I would do so. But I don't want to insult the intelligence of my audience.
Oh, and get a load of this scene here where Uncle Chuck brings Tails and Antoine up to this platform high above the ground, and then we see him running on the ground. Who animated this?
I never thought I'd have to explain this to anybody, but yes, there is actually solid ground on a mountain, or a path on a mountain, or even rivers on mountains. Seriously, are you even trying to bring up good points? This is just another useless nitpick of yours.
And here's this episode's obligatory Dulcie sucks at flying and Sally should realize that flying on her is not a good idea already moment.
Dulcie, take us back to Knothole. We have to get Sonic.
He's a title character. He's the only one that can do anything. It's not like you can do anything with those robotic limbs that we so despise for some reason.
Look at me and my nitty pick. It's so obvious that I am correct despite the fact that the rings that Sonic uses were created by Chuck and sometimes overpower the circuitry in order for him to actually be nice to people. Seriously, are you even trying?
Sacre bleu cheese! We are deadbeat.
You mean dead meat, Ant. Just chill out. Sonic will save us.
Jeez, what's with the passive-aggressive tone there, dude? Did Sonic hump your girlfriend or something? Oh, right.
Mega luck. 1 part petroleum, 1 part quicksand, 1 part clay mud.
Sal, I'm sorry about...
I know. But right now, we need a hero.
Oh my god. Human emotion? Well, that can't happen in a cartoon. Surely this kid must actually have a joke that's pointless, random, and serves no purpose for his review at all. Whew, thank God you actually ruined that genuinely touching scene. I mean, for a second there, I thought I could identify with these characters. You see what I'm bringing up here, people?
Sonic! Stop!
Wait, why are we shouting?
Sonic! It's Uncle Chuck.
Freedom Fighters Priority 1. Detained by order of Robotnik.
Don't do it, Uncle Chuck! Let him go!
This is very good advice, Tim. You should...
I will for Hedgehog.
Yeah, good luck with that, considering he's neck deep in muck and all. Fortunately, though, Dulcie is able to get him out of there to catch up with Uncle Chuck.
I know you're in there, Unc. Fight Robotnik.
Must fight cheesy montage effects.
It's working. Sonic, you were right. It actually worked.
You okay, Unc?
You go, Sonic. I'm staying here.
Say what?
Robotnik won't know that inside I'm still me. I have a better chance of getting the de-roboticizer parts from here.
You mean like some kind of Mondo spy?
Yes.
My God, a character with actual foresight!
Ah, a half-decent point. It's too bad that this comes near the end of your review.
But the virtual reality shrinkbot from before is back for one final showdown with Sonic that lasts 23 seconds. Well, could this just end already?
Snively?
It's your fault that planes can't fit through narrow openings like that.
I should have listened to you, Sal. I was a total bonehead. I should have waited till everything was ready. I just should have waited.
So will this inspire Sonic to be less impulsive from now on?
No! No!
You said it.
Alright, I'll admit that was actually a clip that I've never seen anybody else use. But again, you ruined another genuinely good scene. What is with you in doing that to those types of moments?
Wow, man. Now we can add insulting moral messages to the list of things that are wrong with the show.
Forced. Well, I paused the video here and read these so-called points of his, and, well, I'm gonna say a few things. I'll give him credit that the bunny, rabbit, and rotor are not utilized all that well, but then there's the problems of him putting up the obnoxious fanbase. I never really heard the obnoxious fanbase get in your face about Sad AM, so take it as you will. I also have to say that, well, the forced, quote-unquote, attitude that you say that Sonic has is actually, well, not forced. Let's also take into consideration that the voice for Nicole is supposed to be, you know, somewhat like a machine! And what's that other point that you put down? What was it? The fact that Sonic and Sally have no chemistry? I don't know. I seem to think that the two moments that you ruined actually pretty much signify they actually do have chemistry. And that you have no idea what character development is.
I mean, there were other bad episodes of the show before, but none that slapped me in the face on a personal level like this one. Good lord, I'm pissed off right now. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go wash this crap out of my brain with 14 straight hours of Sonic Underground.
Take me to his royal dopiness! Penis!
So that's the end of his quote-unquote review, and I have to say this. Dover, this was just awful. I mean, I could understand if you were trying to give us a show that actually had faults, but from someone who actually watched the show and understands character development, amongst other things, it just came off as if you thought you knew what you were talking about. It also came off as if that you genuinely didn't like the series because it wasn't your cup of tea. You referenced both Sonic, The Adventures of Sonic, I should say, and Sonic Underground. It felt like you were just comparing those two shows to this one. Two shows that have become, you know, kind of a cult following in their own standard. I mean, Sonic Underground is looked at somewhat as a bad show, but at least I can understand why people would like it. And The Adventures of Sonic is actually a funny show for kids. But the problem with this review is not that you compare these. It's the fault of the matter that you don't understand anything. Throughout this entire review, it felt like you basically didn't understand character development, you overly nitpicked everything, and your jokes fell flat. And I'm going to explain all of these points in this kind of long final part. First, it's your nitpicking. You overly nitpick the show to such a point that I honestly can't help but think that you hate the show for illegitimate reasons. or also on the fact of you not liking the show. For that list, you basically just listed things that you kind of more or less have been accused of. Not understanding certain things, as well as basically complaining about other moments that most people don't seem to care too much about. But you seem to hold it against the show to such a degree that it probably makes it unwatchable for you. Next, your jokes. While I understand that humor is subjective, I can honestly say without a doubt that your line reading was just slow. The fact that you tried so hard to make certain jokes work really detracted from your review, but probably the most dullest thing about this entire quote-unquote humor of yours was that you genuinely didn't know when to use certain clips. It feels like you were just trying really hard to make the show look bad and you look good, and that's never a good thing. But in all honesty, your biggest problem is character development. You just don't seem to understand it at all. You seem to take all these things at face value. Whenever a character is changing subtly, you don't get it. You seem to think you know everything about a character when you don't. For instance, the whole Bunny Rabbit thing. You seem to think that it was better that she was a robot, despite the fact that she really wanted to change her limbs back to the old ones. It seems to me like you just ignore all this for the sake of just making fun of the show. And I don't think that's a good idea when the show is notorious for being darker and a bit more mature. With that being said, however, I'll have to say one positive thing about your videos. You actually do have relatively good editing abilities. But with that being said, that's not going to save it. Overall, I do think that you should otherwise just stop reviewing SatAM, become a little bit older, and then finally, well, coming back and reviewing another show entirely. Well, guys, that's the end of my commentary. I hope you enjoyed it, because next time I'm reviewing on someone who fails, well, just as hard as this kid. I'm not doing the beard saying, there's no safe kid out there, especially from the commentary community.